and I'm going to call the select board meeting to order. In attendance tonight, we have Jason Kostick, Molly Keek, myself, Amy Parsons, and Randy Iser. Would you like to call your meeting to order?
Call the finance meeting to order, and tonight in attendance is Pam Hegg, myself, Amy Fiden. We have Harry Vandalowski and Peter Matrusco.
Right. Excellent. Pursuant to Chapter 22 of the Act of 2022 as amended, this meeting is being conducted in a hybrid format. The public has been provided with adequate alternative means of access via Zoom as noted in the posted meeting notice, along with access and participation instructions. As chair, I hereby notify all participants that this meeting is also being recorded by the Town of Hadley through Hadley Media and will be made accessible to the public in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20F. Any person who intends to record or transmit this meeting must inform the chair at this time. Nobody has indicated that they are also recording this meeting. Great. Additionally, the virtual hybrid nature of this meeting is for convenience only. The board is meeting in person in a public location. In the event that there are technical difficulties, the board will continue its meeting, notwithstanding the lack of continued hybrid access. Wonderful. All right. 2026 fiscal year end transfers.
Yes. So Nate Malloy is not here this evening. He's on vacation.
Sorry, do you need a microphone, Jennifer?
Do I need a microphone? Good evening. Nate Malloy is on vacation tonight, and so I'll be handling the end of the year transfers. Working with Nate, the town accountant, and Linda Sanderson, we've put together this list of transfers for y'all to review. I can go through each one if you would like, or I can let you ask questions. I just need to know what your preference is for them.
Jennifer, I think in the past, just for the general audience, and I don't know that we need to go into each detail, but just give people a general sense of what's moving where and why.
So the first ones we have are snow and ice. The snow and ice account is allowed to be overspent into deficit spending, and it was $119,000. We were able to pull from the health insurance to cover that amount. The next one is the highway expenses. There were wages that when we started the layoffs last year, we thought the layoffs would happen much earlier in the year than they did. And these are the overages from that. So we are transferring from highway expenses to cover highway wages. Then HR wages. The town accountant has taken over the payroll. So we are transferring from HR wages $8,000 to cover her overages for the year. In addition to the HR wages, there's HR expenses for $26,000. This is to cover part of the new program, and also we're encumbering $20,000 to continue the transfer to UKG and to officially close out the HR office portion of it that is still existing. So this will be wrapped up by December, but we weren't able to have it finished out before the end of the fiscal year. Again, that's being taken from the expense lines from HR wages that were not used due to the closing of the office. For police wages, we are going to, from police wages for police expenses, the police department had several vacancies that they had to hire new people for. The new people had a lot of uniforms and equipment that needed to be purchased, and they did go over on one of their account lines for about $20,000 for that. The additional is $80,000 that we are encumbering for a project that we started working on back in April, and we have not been able to have it completed yet. That is for the sewer pump public. What is the official title of it?
Right.
Okay, sewer pump. Okay, the sewer pump at the public safety complex needs to be replaced. This $80,000 will complete that project. Again, police wages, while Chief Mason did have lots of vacancies, that meant that he had additional funds left in his wages this year, and we're able to encumber the funds and move it over there. Then we have dispatch wages, which again, there was a vacancy and an increase in there. For the dispatch wages, we're again covering it out of police wages, and with the dispatch expenses, the same thing. Finally, we have the fire overtime budget. We are doing a reserve fund transfer for 75,000. And then we're taking an additional $13,000 from the health insurance for the fire department overtime. And then we're taking an additional 20,000 from health insurance for the fire expenses overages. And then finally, we're doing a transfer from the unemployment insurance to workers' comp for a total of $468,995. All of this is transfers within the budget. And we are able to absorb those right now because of shortages in staffing. And this is the recommendation that we're making.
Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns?
I have a question. With the history of the health insurance going up, why are we taking money away from that when we know snow and ice can and has been taken out of in the past and from other towns of taking it out of free cash? Why are we taking it away from health insurance? Because we don't know if we're going to be taking another hit again from health insurance. So now we're kind of our backs against the wall for money of health insurance where we can take it out of free cash without any repercussions and expenses, that because that's what other towns do. That's what we've done. So why are we taking out of health insurance?
So Peter, this is specifically for FY26. We cannot use health insurance funds from FY26 for health insurance funds in FY27. All the money that's left in an account at the end of the fiscal year would either end up into free cash or can be transferred to be used for an account that had overages. It's not that we wouldn't use free cash for snow and ice if we needed to, but we do not need to because health insurance had these funds remaining in it. So that means that we can use those funds to cover the snow and ice.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Cutting out the middleman, Peter.
Yeah.
So we're just cutting out the middleman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a hard line between the years. Does anybody else have any other questions?
If you would, Jennifer, just explain to the general public, when you say we're going to encumber money in the notes line, explain what that means, please.
So if you start a project or you have submitted an invoice for a project or a quote for a project in the fiscal year of FY26, that you are not able to complete or expend or receive all of the materials by June 30th, the state allows you to encumber the funds, which means you hold the FY26 funds to wait until you receive the equipment or you finish the project and you pay your vendor or whatever that is. So that's just a mechanism that the state allows us to do to make sure that we can complete projects that were started and budgeted for in one fiscal year.
Savings account.
Yes, a savings account for a very brief period for a very specific purpose. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The question would be, since you've done all this, do you have any an estimate of what you think the free cash is going to be?
We did know that this question was coming tonight, and I am going to say that we do not have a number quite yet. There's been a lot of changes this year, and Lori is doing payroll now, and this was the first payroll of a new fiscal year. And so we're going to beg off on giving an estimate until a future meeting. But as soon as we have those numbers, I will make sure that everybody on both boards is informed and the public. But not yet. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
We thought that we could, we briefly talked about like, well, could we try to come up with it? And we don't want to put an unreasonable estimate out there for you. Okay.
What's this piece right here?
On the side, it tells you where the funding source is, what the current balance is. and what the transfer amounts are. So you can see the transfers, what we're taking from each account, and that's what the current balance is. So for health insurance, the current balance is 177,841. We're going to transfer 152,895. That's just to show you that we're not taking anything into the negative.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Since we have our chief here, knowing that we're going to be having these new hires, that overtime should be pretty much practically down to nothing, correct?
No. No, we're not increasing, we're bringing the staff back where it was for FY26.
Okay, so what was that $75,000 that we have in overtime? Was that,
That was because half the money was cut out.
okay,
We only had $30,000 of overtime for the whole year.
okay,
So, and then we went down to one employee per shift. And then prior to that, I mean, we had requested 60-some thousand in overtime for the whole budget. Well, because that EMS budget was eliminated, we only had 30 million. So that's just the overage for FY26.
so I know it's unexpected as to knowing emergencies, accidents, fires. How much do you usually put aside for overtime for employees? Because I know we're getting back to almost, might as well say, level to the amount of employees that we have for the fire department. So is there a chance that we could still have, after hiring 4 more, back to the level of the amount of employees for the fire, that we could still have $75,000 again for overtime?
An overage of what's budgeted
Yeah.
or?
Yeah.
No, the overtime that was allotted, I believe was 125. I think that's a reasonable estimate, but again, I can't tell you because we haven't had one full year of having our full employees.
Mhm.
And it looks like the money that was put in there, that we might be able to get that third person for that one shift, which will eliminate the overtime from that shift. So that's, because our minimum is two per shift.
Got it.
So, and then also we're working with the union, again, they understand that we're in tough times. We had this conversation at the ambulance oversight committee as well, as, they don't want to see firefighters ever having to be laid off again. So they're willing to work with us as well on really being cautious and being cognizant of overtime. So the overtime, again, it's only being used when somebody is taking a day off. That I can't say no to somebody being sick or taking what's due to them for overtime. But there's going to be instances where we're going to have to bring folks back in for a fire. There's going to be instances where the person's going to have to take time off, and if we're at that minimum, we need to fill that position.
Now, if there's people that are on vacation in that time, then you have the call force. So
we have 6 active call force members.
okay, but so you still have
work all day long.
So they work all day long.
Yep.
So, but if there's after hours after 5 o'clock, someone's on vacation from all week, not just till after 5 o'clock. They're gone all day for a week's time. So when it comes to those, I might as well say part-time employees because they're on call for us, that should compensate for that overtime, correct?
As long as it's not violating the union contract. So technically, if it's union work, it has to go through the bid process. So if it's a union position if somebody is out on vacation and that's a union spot, it has to go to the union first. And then if it doesn't get picked up by a union member, then it's picked up if we can find somebody. If not, then it's myself and the deputy covering it.
So if I get this right, if there's somebody that's on the fire department is a union employee, they're on vacation, per the union contract, you have all these people that might be 5, 6, 10, 20 people that are on the call force. With the contract, those overtime hours has to go within the contract
It has to go to them first.
to the union fireman
Yeah.
first.
Correct.
Okay.
That's standard. So, I mean, that's something that we all agreed upon as part of that union contract. It's the same for every other union that we have in town.
I was just wondering because of keeping those numbers down, but
Again, we've had the discussion of how we can rectify that. And we were at the point where we were looking for those last 3 employees,
Mhm.
which would have put us at the 3 per shift. Then we wouldn't be seeing the overtime. The overtime would drop. And we went through this with the police department as well.
Mhm.
But again, the union doesn't want to see layoffs, so they are willing to not have this happen again and certainly not go over what was budgeted, but certainly do everything we possibly can, you know, allowing the deputy chief or allowing call force people to fill in if possible. Again, we're doing it during the day. It's a little bit easier because you have a chief and a deputy chief in the station. But I'm telling you, it's been pretty hairy having a single person on overnight in that station by themselves, having to respond to calls. I've done it myself. It's not very reassuring. So that's why the overnight, you know, we really need to have two people that are available to go to calls together and to be together in the station.
I understand that, but with these new hires that we're going to be getting for the town, that should make things easier, better for those people at the station.
And for the call force. I mean, even the call force was exhausted from, you know, trying to help out as well. Like everybody, you know, everybody was committing as much as they could to deal with the situation that we have.
Do you see kind of a deterrent where you have the people that wanted to be in the call force for the town, but yet if there's somebody that's a union employee in the fire department, the overtime first goes to that employee, which I know was part of the union contract that you have.
Yeah.
It's kind of a discouragement going, why am I on call where I mean, have there been guys being called out to say, we don't need you because I have to fulfill this union fireman first?
If we have a call, technically the call force members are still welcome to respond. Just because we have two people going to a fire alarm activation, we have no idea what's going on, or to a car accident. So we have just a minimum of two. When I started, you used to have to fight for a seat on the fire truck.
Mhm.
So the folks that we have that are call force members, they don't want to have to come out at midnight and go to a fire alarm call at Greenleaf Drive if they don't have to, because they're either A, with their families, or they know that they have work in the morning, or they're working. So again, having the two full-time people, I've never heard a complaint from the call force folks that we have full-time people that are, you know, able to take those shifts initially. Again, it's like just for the holiday weekend, we had two call force people that were covering the station for us because there wasn't any full-time people to take it because they want to take their time off and not have to worry about it. So it's a very positive relationship that the call force folks have with the full-time members.
I'm just hoping that since we, you know, hired someone on the police to lower the overtime, knowing that now we've hired more people for the fire department to what it was in 25-26 year, that this overtime will go down hopefully substantially. Depending, of course, of the calls, I understand that.
And again, that was, you know, the number that I had put in, you know, our HR director originally said they felt it was too low. So, you know, the number that I had put in, they wanted it up more than that. And that's what we came to a conclusion on. So, and that's just, you know, based upon, and that's not covering every hour of vacation and personal days and sick time. It's kind of an average, because if I did that, if I added up everybody's sick time and coming to drill and the minimums, you know, we'd be asking for $200,000 in overtime. So you gotta figure out what's a reasonable amount. And then if we don't use it, you know, it goes back to the town for free cash.
Thank you.
All right.
Good.
Any further questions? I would love a motion.
I will make a motion to accept the year-end transfers as presented.
Second?
Motion by Randy, seconded by Molly.
Make a motion to accept the transfers as noted.
Motion by Pam, second by Harry,
All those in favor for the select board?
Aye.
favor for finance.
Aye.
Could I ask that you start with Peter and sign it your name and then just pass it down, and I'll just send it right through the select board?
Come out your pen so someone doesn't forge mine.
Thank you.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to move into public comments. Is there anyone here for public comments? Please limit your comments, questions, anything for 3 minutes, so other people have an opportunity to speak. Is there anyone here for public comments? Nobody has indicated that they are here for public comments, and I see no hands. Moving right along. All right, 4.1. So we have our retirement of our chief. They wanted to do this Saturday, but I won't be there Saturday, so I wanted to do it today. My mom is coming as a representative
In persons.
for the Parsons plan. No, it's shearing weekend, which is like the wildest weekend of the year for us. So I have a proclamation for you. Whereas Michael Spanknebel has devoted more than 27 years of dedicated public service to the town of Hadley and its residents, and whereas throughout his career, he has faithfully served in numerous leadership roles, including fire lieutenant, emergency management director, civil defense director, and fire chief. Whereas Chief Spanknebel has demonstrated exceptional leadership, professionalism, and unwavering commitment to protecting the lives and property of the residents of Hadley while guiding the fire department through emergencies, training, and community service. And whereas, in addition to his responsibilities within the fire department, Chief Spanknebel has generously contributed his time and expertise by serving on numerous municipal boards and committees, strengthening emergency preparedness, public safety planning, and the overall well-being of the town. And whereas Chief Spanknebel's dedication, integrity, and years of faithful service have earned the respect and admiration of his colleagues, fellow public safety professionals, town officials, and the citizens of Hadley. Now, therefore, we, the Select Board of the Town of Hadley, Massachusetts, on behalf of the inhabitants, extend our sincere gratitude and appreciation to Michael Spanknebel for his outstanding career of public service and congratulate him upon his retirement from the town of Hadley. Congratulations. Given this 8th day of July in the year 2056. No.
Jane wants to shake. Congratulations.
You don't need to get riled up. It's not about you. Sit down.
You want?
No. All right, go ahead.
So, Jennifer, did you need to say anything for?
Oh, I need y'all to accept Mike's retirement. Did you sign the letter? You did?
Taking back the proclamation.
So, they need to make a motion to accept your retirement. So, okay.
So should I read the language that's here?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I will make a motion that the select board approve the memorandum of agreement for the retirement and release of claims between the town of Hadley and Fire Chief Michael Spanknebel, substantially in the form presented to the board, authorize the town administrator to execute the agreement on behalf of the town, and authorize the town administrator and town council to make such non-material revisions as may be necessary to finalize the agreement, provided that such revisions do not materially alter the rights or obligations of the parties.
Second.
All right, motion by Molly, second by David. Oh, it's Jason. Sorry, it was you.
Sorry.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. All right, moving on to part 2 of this. We have an appointment of an acting fire chief. So we have our current deputy chief, Robert Flaherty, sorry, who will be moving into the acting chief position. And there is a lovely motion.
I'll take that.
Read
one.
that? All right.
I'll make a motion that the select board appoint Robert Flaherty as interim fire chief of the town of Hadley effective July 12th, 2026, contingent upon the successful negotiation and execution of an employment agreement pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 41, Section 108. Oh, is that correct? Okay. within 30 days of the date of this appointment or such later date as the select board may approve. If the parties do not execute an employment agreement within such time period, this appointment shall automatically terminate and be of no further force or effect unless the select board extends the negotiation period. In that event, the select board may consider the appointment of another qualified individual to serve as acting fire chief.
Okay,
For discussion?
okay. Motion by Randy, second by Jason, and for discussion by Molly.
Would Deputy Chief Flaherty like to indicate whether or not he's interested? I thought we were going to
Probably a good question to answer.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm just moving right on it. Okay, anything else? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
And we'll put this on your agenda for the 15th for an executive session with Deputy Acting Fire Chief Flaherty.
Excellent. Moving right along. Congratulations. Moving on to section 5 for announcements. Are there any announcements this evening?
I have one.
Okay.
The public is invited to attend a retirement ceremony for Chief Spanknable on Saturday. And oddly, if y'all did not know, Chief Spanknable is retiring. The public is invited to attend. It is July 11th, from 1 to 3 at the Public Safety Complex. There will be light refreshments, and I've been promised that it will be full of fun and excitement. That's what the letter said to me, fun and excitement. But the public is encouraged to attend and wish Mike well in the next part of his story.
Are there any parking considerations? I just have a feeling that there may be a lot of cars.
Happy fun.
Or I would walk.
Well, then
Yeah.
And you have a fire truck shuttle.
you're done.
Cool. I'm in.
Can I work the siren?
Sure.
All right. So that is the announcement that we have.
All right.
Excellent.
Okay, moving on. Would somebody like to make a motion? All right. Can do something tonight.
I know, it's about time. I'll make a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to MGL Chapter 38, Section 21A7 to review for approval and or release the following executive session minutes in accordance with Chapter 30A, subsection 22F, G, and Chapter 30A, Section 21A2 to conduct strategy session in preparation for potential negotiations with non-union personnel, the fire chief, if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the town, if the chair so declares, and we will not reconvene in open session.
Second.
All right. Motion by David, seconded by Jason. As chair of the Hadley Select Board, I state that the board has moved and seconded to enter into executive session, and that I state that discussing the matter in open session will have a detrimental impact on the bargaining position of the town of Hadley. Can I please get a roll call vote?
Roll call vote. Phil,
Yes.
Keegan,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Iser,
Yes.
and Costick.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we are going to be concluding our meeting, but the Finance Committee will be remaining in this room to continue their meeting. All right. So good night, everyone from the Select Board.
Thank you.
Can you take over control of the meeting? Okay.
You need to sign that and pass it down. I just need.
I said 45 minutes.
You'll come to me?
Honestly, you.
If I could, we have the minutes out there, minutes from Monday, June 22nd. I need approval. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes for the 22nd is there.
Second.
Okay, motion by Pam, a second by Peter, all in favor of the minutes approval. Aye.
Aye.
So next, we're gonna go over the reorganization of the finance committee. I would like to nominate Pam as the chair of the finance committee. Would that be something you would? Yes. Do I have, anybody want a second? Okay. All right, all in favor of Pam as the chair? Aye.
Aye.
I guess.
So now we will just need to redo and do the vice chair. I don't, I mean, I just didn't want to do the chair anymore. Not that I don't mind.
Are you interested in doing?
Sure, I will continue.
Either one of you interested in doing vice chair?
Nope.
So I nominate Amy for vice chair.
So a motion by Pam and a second by Harry, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I would say we keep all our same committee meetings together. So I believe you are school ambulance. Okay,
And I think that's it.
all right. I have been the CPA committee. I'll continue that. And I've also worked with Hadley Media and Council on Aging.
And bylaw.
No, Paul Kretzky's on bylaw.
Okay.
I know I'm on the Capitol with Paul.
Okay.
And you're on safe highway too, right?
I don't,
think so, but I don't have a problem with that.
yeah, I don't know if we ever, I don't know if Paul did or if anybody did highway.
Yeah, I think that was Andy's before, and I don't know how it went from when he had
Yeah.
left of how, if anything was set aside as to who would be the liaison for that.
I don't believe we did too much liaisons on some of them, only the ones that were actively needing something. Like right now, I think it's important that, because of Hadley Media is coming up, I just think that that's going to be a discussion for future. We always need, we don't have anybody for public safety either, I don't think, though. I don't think public safety's out there. I don't think we have.
Public safety have meetings other than the ambulance oversight?
No. But neither does DPW. We're not doing the building anymore. So none of them have meetings. The only one that does is really school.
And I just joined their Zoom calls. That's all. There.
So like I don't think there's anything we do, but if you want to, that would be, I mean, if you, especially since you know some of the stuff, if you feel comfortable, spending extra time and reaching out, I think that's a great thing to do. And checking in.
Yep.
Doesn't hurt, but there's no tasks.
Right.
That's what
I could do DPW.
Okay.
I'm usually talking to Scott every once in a great while anyway, so I might as well,
That's a good.
or he's calling me, so.
Mm-hmm.
Are we missing any big ones? So, good. I think I'm on the library one too, but there's nothing there.
So, let's take it as it goes.
Yeah.
Future meetings?
I think we have one for the 15th, right? Do we have one the 15th? Like that was the one I thought was this meeting.
No, we do not, but we can make one coming up if, do we need one?
Is there, right, I was gonna say, do we really need one?
We don't really need a meeting coming up because what we needed was the year-end transfers.
Right.
So we're good right now until the fall. But we probably want to have some type of meeting coming up at some point. And my thoughts on the agenda, because we didn't get it, this was a joint meeting, we didn't get it on tonight. But we need to have a presentation done by Sue Gulatsky for taxes, so people can see that. We need to talk about the split tax rate and have the assessor here to understand that. And we also need to keep talking about Hadley Media, because that's a concern, right?
Yeah.
So those are the big concerns.
Are we going to look into a fire district, or is that kind of gone to the wayside?
No, I think we should, but I don't, with the brand new fire chief, I think you need to have time before that.
Put it on hold for a bit.
Yeah,
Mhm. So we need to coordinate with Sue, whenever you think she's available would be the night that we need to.
Yeah.
So you want to do that with Sue?
sure.
And then we do the rest of that on the agenda as well.
Is there anything else? I know that we've been wanting to talk about like things like the library and some of the other things coming, but we need to see what we can, I would reach out to Nate and see what he has to give us. I mean,
How's the
Don't wanna-
project going with the locker room in the school?
Right.
Just,
That wasn't in his, I didn't read it. I printed his minutes to read them and I never read them, so he didn't have anything on that.
well, he does have, I'm not sure what exactly how much they have on that, but they do.
I
know
can
he's-
get
I
an
know he's been-
update on the lockers from Annie. We would know.
And then at some point, I think it would be great to have a, during the summer, have a meeting just on capital. Because you could talk about where we are with the existing projects. We can get a good list of all the assets we do have. What is long-term capital? What is we have planning coming up? The school has a whole capital plan, and they will say, this is coming out of school choice. This we're going to be asking for the town. This is, they have like a 5-year, 10-year plan. And they've been doing it for a while now. So I'm sure it's changed since the last time I saw it.
So if we do a capital meeting with you guys giving an explanation of what you guys are working on and then having
This
Ian
is
come as well.
No, this is not really, so it's not really the capital plan, planning committee. Because what they do is they're given the items that are requested right then for that meeting. So they aren't given those items yet. They don't know what it is. They only meet twice a month or twice a year. They usually meet once before, once or
I think it's
twice
twice a year.
one
Yeah.
per, usually once before fall, once before annual meeting.
This is more or less more like, how's the fire trucks, how's the DPW trucks, how's the police cruisers? You know, what kind of maintenance needs to be done in any kind of the buildings?
Long-term,
Long-term capital.
Stuff.
long-term strategic plan.
Correct, right?
Do we need anybody then other than us at that?
Yep. You'll need Chris from the school committee,
Right.
or not committee, but the business.
He's finance.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he's running the
yeah,
lockers.
or Annie, either one. I mean, they run that. Those numbers, you would probably want certain department heads here, right?
Scott.
You know, Scott, fire chief, police chief. That's pretty much. Scott takes up most of it.
Right, yeah.
But,
I will reach out and get.
and Jennifer's here, so she takes everything else, like if anything was the library, it's council on aging. Usually Scott would know about it, or Jennifer would know about it. Anything with Town Hall, Jennifer would know about.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple of things on our agendas.
Yeah, so I mean, those are two good sized meetings that have quite a bit to it that we would learn a lot before fall.
All right. Do one in August and one in September?
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
All right, let me coordinate with these guys and I'll get some dates for them. Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, I would assume would be our best bets.
Note that, well, you know, when the select board meetings are, they're the first and the third Wednesday.
Right.
Right? And then I think the first and the third Tuesday is planning board. So we try not to do it the same time they do it either. Have, you know, because Hadley Media has, it's usually filming. so,
Right. Okay, I'll coordinate.
Also now, when you coordinate, a lot of it, if we are doing Zoom, just you send a message to Alex, he sets it all up now.
Okay.
And then when we do the room and we decide, we just send that email to Violet
Okay, and let her.
and,
Yep.
and let Violet know we're gonna be using the room. Or have, you know,
So add media and.
Yep.
All right, well, now I got stuff to do. Peter, I give you a present.
Boy,
It's your finance book
okay,
that we couldn't get paper copies for.
okay.
I printed it.
All right,
All yours.
thank you.
Expect you to have that done by tomorrow.
Yeah. By lunchtime tomorrow, I'll have it all set.
Lunchtime tomorrow.
who does our minutes.
Mhm.
I'll ask him to start, emailing you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
He sends them, he's wonderful. He sends them to me and even sends me reminders. If something's not posted on time. So he's wonderful.
We have to post, I think, 48 hours before, but Jennifer does that, right?
You do it sometimes in conjunction with Jennifer, but it has to go through Jessica. She posts.
Okay.
So whether you end up doing it or Jennifer, it's then,
We'll figure it out.
yeah.
All right.
I'm good.
Anything else, guys?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Amy, second by Peter to adjourn our meeting.
Okay,
All in
bye.
favor? Aye, aye.